Live
It's alive.
is how are the sounds, chat? How, and by chat I mostly mean Dirk. How do we sound? Um or somebody else. Let's check our levels really quick.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Ooh. Let me turn you down slightly cuz you're peaking. Yeah, I had you at 20 for some reason.
Oh yeah, I am way louder than you.
Yeah. Let me turn you down a fair bit more. All right, let's try one more time. Danielle, sound off.
Talking some more.
Jade, sound off.
I'm here too, talking to a microphone at
Hell
10 past
yeah.
8 on a Saturday night.
Annya, sound off.
I'm also here, talking as well.
Yeah,
Seems like the thing to do.
based on the mixer and Streamlabs, it seems like the level should be okay. So
Yeah, you're a little bit quiet, August. You may want to bump your volume up.
I am as high as I can go. I'll just try to talk
Okay.
really loudly.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Just yell with enthusiasm.
yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Dirk, for letting us know that you can hear everybody. So, in that case, hi folks. Welcome to a Standing Stone stream. Um, a stream that I should have written an intro for, but
Is standing.
I dropped the ball. Today we are going to be playing Que la Vida Vale, which is Spanish, and I don't know Spanish, so I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but that's the best I've got, which is a Descended for the Queen game. Um, and if for those not familiar with the game, here are the basics. You have fallen in love, in lust, and friendship, and something that no human palabras can describe. All you know is that you've happily and willingly, or so you think, bound yourself to your reign. You've known for some time now that they're a vampire. You also know you're not the only one your vampire has bonded to, and that's okay. Usually. You're all trying to live together to make the best of your life, on the precipice of becoming more, of having more than just one Vida. You all have agreed to become your reign's thrall, to better protect yourselves against the society that is becoming more oppressive and anti-supernatural, but your reign promises that you can always choose to leave. Things have been good, almost great, nearly perfect, save for what goes on outside of your little coven. It's the eve of a new regime, and you've all gathered for one last fiesta under the moonless night. Your reign knows something, but only says, no te preocupes. A decision is fast approaching you. Is this new life of yours worth living? Are they all worth sacrificing for? Like I said, this is Descended from the Queen game, which means it's based on For the Queen by Alex Roberts. Um, we do have our typical like lines and veils in place, but there are content warnings built into the game of general violence, potential jealousy, gentrification, that kind of thing. Um, boop boop. There is a. Does everybody have the document? Did I actually share the document with
You did.
everybody?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
The game document or a Google
The
document?
game document.
Then yes.
Awesome. Um, So if we want to, we can follow the instructions, which is take turns reading each line slash card out loud. Um, let's go in alphabetical order. Anya, can you read instruction number 2?
Let's see if I can. I gotta scroll because I wasn't following along. Okay. The world you live in has had an uneasy alliance with the supernatural.
Danielle.
That's not alphabetical order.
Ish. Alphabetical-ish. Sorry.
But there's been a regime change and the supernatural aren't as welcomed.
Your reign has decided to have a fiesta, inviting the closest of their thralls, including you.
You're a part of their family, the ones they trust and love implicitly.
You're here for a reason, but they've yet deigned to say what it is.
After reading the instructions, you may start pulling from the prompt deck.
Go around reading the prompts out loud and answering them however you're inspired.
Your fellow players can ask follow-up questions, but you don't have to answer them.
You can always X card a prompt, question, or an answer. That is no longer part of the game.
If you X card a prompt, you can draw another.
You can also instead pass the prompts to the next player to answer.
Continue answering, passing, or X-carding until the ending question card pops up.
Everyone answers this question, and our story will then be complete.
Whoever consumed a piece of vampire media last or drank a vampiro may go first. I will also say it's Rene.
Rene? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I literally, like 2
Before
days ago, wrote a vampire fanfic, so...
I watched 2 episodes of What We Do in the Shadows this morning.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched those episodes yesterday, so I think Jade wins.
I am a vampire!
I love you.
Yeah, so it
bef-
sounds like Jade
bef-
wins.
Before we start drawing cards, should we say about our setting and because we need to decide on the type of vampire we have, like how they feed and all that jazz. It's at the
Yes.
just above the instructions.
Yes. Before playing, decide on the type of vampire you have, time period, and setting. So, listen, Lindas. If a
Oh my god.
vampire doesn't take blood, are they really a vampire?
I mean, I love a good energy vampire,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I am happy for this to be the blood drinking kind.
Yes.
Awesome.
That is
More
chill.
happy.
That's very exciting for me because blood drinking vampires are absolutely my favorite. So, um, for our time period, um, Dirk in the chat says Throndir counts. I am forever upset with Austin Walker about Throndir being an energy vampire when he could have been a blood vampire. Like, so upset. So, um, but for the time period, hadn't we been talking about kind of like general medieval type fantasy?
I think
Mhm.
so, yeah.
As for the setting, so for the overlay, I did kind of like a blurry castle in the distance. But if we're not interested in being in a castle, that's totally okay with me. That's just what I thought fit with the graphics that we had.
I am always interested in being in a castle.
Castles are good. They're not a
Yep.
novelty to me because I'm from Europe, but I still like them.
Very fair.
Yeah. Cool. And for the castle, is there a surrounding village or is there a surrounding city or is the city far off or
Hmm.
I
I
kind of
like. Go
go
on,
ahead.
Danielle. No, you go. No,
And that's
you.
how the stream ended.
We're very on the same wavelength because we recorded this morning.
Uh-huh.
I kind of like the idea of like a lone castle.
Like up on the mountain kind of a vibe, and maybe down the
Yeah.
mountain, a few hours away is a village.
Yeah.
It's very vampiric.
I can jive with that.
The Spanish mountains.
Yep. Okay.
I say
So,
that, not knowing how far the Alps do go down.
I mean, they could also be Hispanic mountains, which is very in keeping with.
There are mountains in Spain,
heck yeah.
for what it's worth.
Awesome. All right. So, I know that in Descended from the Queen games, like, you kind of create your character as you go, but as you can see, we've all kind of chosen faces for characters, and we've chosen names. So if we want to go in alphabetical order and just, like, say our characters' names and then introduce our vampire.
Okay.
Are we doing actual?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. 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 Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Tell me again the things you would like to know from me.
Oh, just your character's name.
Oh, I am looking up to make sure I am saying this right. Desi. Desi. Yeah. Okay. My character's name is Desi. I think for pronouns, she, they.
My character's name is Isabel, and Isabel uses she her pronouns.
I have named my character Felix, and they use he or they pronouns.
You have named your character Wyatt. Don't lie.
I did not. That's why I chose them. But
And my character's name is Elena, who uses she, her pronouns.
Awesome. And we've chosen a very beautiful, very lovely vampire. I don't remember. Did we decide on our vampire's pronouns? We decided to name our vampire Sophia. But I don't think we decided on our vampire's pronouns.
I don't think we did. I think we were mostly talking about a lady vamp.
Because
We
of our
do love
interests
a
as people.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So she,
I
her
mean,
pronouns?
could be,
Or,
yeah, I was gonna say maybe she, her, or occasionally like any, but like mostly she, her.
okay. Yeah, I'm down with that. Cool. So, it's Rene, right?
Yeah, Rene.
Rene. I can't roll my R's. I can't do
Uh,
it. I've never been able
I
to.
can barely do it.
um, okay. So, the next thing that we do is we start with Jade, and we pull cards, and those cards correspond to prompt questions, and we can get started.
Alrighty. I already grabbed a card.
Okay.
Okay, so I pulled the Six of Spades. The question for that is, you've grown closer to another. Why have you both kept it a secret from the others? Your Rene. And I'm gonna pass this on.
Oh. Um,
Starting with a twisty.
um, shoot. I think I think I've grown closer with Felix.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to think of why I'm kind of keeping it quiet. I think maybe I feel guilty because I don't want to show favoritism. I don't want to anyone to think that like I care about one person more than the other, but like we've been getting super close, and it feels like maybe Felix is starting to be the one who knows me the best in the
Hmm.
the coven. So
Hmm.
it's just trying to balance my feelings for everyone against like what's been going on. And
Hmm.
I don't know if it's romantic or not. Like I think I'll ask you that, Danielle. Do you think that this is romantic, or do you think it's like more of a familial closeness?
Uh, I don't think it's romantic for Felix, at least. Or
Okay.
at least not yet. Like it maybe has the potential to go that way, but I don't think he currently feels romantic feelings.
Okay. Cool. I think that answers the question then.
Mhm.
So that means it's my turn, and for some reason the cards are like showing up on the wrong layer, I think. But I just drew the King of Spades,
Mhm.
Mhm.
um, which is you once tried to leave them all behind. What stopped you? Who, if any, convinced you to stay? Oh man.
Is that why you've grown closer to Felix?
That might be. Like, I'm trying to decide why I would have wanted to leave it all behind. I think
Hmm.
so you can't really see it. So Jade did a great job of creating these characters in Hero Forge because Jade is like a whiz at Hero Forge, and you can't see it in Isabel's profile picture, but she has a lute in the model, and I think maybe she was a traveling bard before she fell in uh with the coven. And so it may have been the itch to travel again, just in general, just like restlessness, uh, not being able to stay in one place for too long, and just wanting to, uh, just wanting to be out there, and playing music for more than just these four people, in her life. Um, but Felix, trying to think what might Felix have said. Knowing this, what might Felix have said to try to keep her in the castle, or maybe not keep her in the castle, but like convince her to stay.
Uh, I think he saw her packing to leave. Um, and I don't think he like explicitly tried to convince her to stay, but I think he was obviously sad to see her go
Hmm.
and was like reminiscing with her and talking about how he'll miss her.
Hmm.
And I think that reminded her of what why she chose to be here in the first place.
Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. Um, yeah, and that I think this was probably like relatively recently, like in vampire time. Like this might have been in the past like year. And then like they've spent that year growing closer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So cool.
Cool. Is it my turn now?
It is Anya's turn.
Okay, so
Wait.
fake alphabetical order again.
Oh God, I did it again. We'll go regular alphabetical order next round. I'm so fucking sorry.
I mean,
Forgetting everything.
if we did do Danielle now, then we're going like clockwise in the overlay order.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that works.
Yeah, that is fine.
That
Because
works.
yeah, I'm forgetting the alphabet at this point.
Yeah, I mean
Who
mood.
needs it?
My name is August. I'm 37 years old, and I never learned how to fucking read.
All right. Let me draw a card. Draw one card. Two of clubs. You despise the newest addition to the coven. Why?
Oof.
Jesus.
Who is the newest addition to the coven?
Well, not Isabel.
Right.
Oh God. Which one of us do you want to hate?
You can flip a coin if you want. I'm game, by the way.
Do either of you have any particular feelings about how long you've been in the coven?
Not me.
I mean, looking at them, I do think that maybe Elena is the youngest,
Mm-hmm.
just by virtue of how things turned out. I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy to be the newest addition.
Cool. Why do I despise you? I don't think it's personal. I just think maybe Felix is the oldest, or maybe one of the oldest, like second oldest in the coven, or been longest in the coven, I guess.
Mm.
And adding another person to the coven is yet another way that our Rene's attention has to be divided. And I
Mm.
resent that in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Boop. There we go.
Nice.
7 of diamonds, which is what is it about the coven that makes you feel safe? Which is a dramatically different question from the last one.
Yeah.
I think each suit's got a different vibe. So,
I think Desi never really fit in their like previous life. I guess their life before joining the coven. And so it may just be as simple as like it's the feeling of family or having a place that they belong.
Good shit.
What
mhm.
what set Desi apart in her it she's she they, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in their previous life.
Well, obviously, it's the fact that her lips were made purple. She was born with those. Um, I
Too
mean, I think
powerful.
she was always more eccentric. Um, and that did not fit in. Maybe. Oh God. Um, was her family like a little farm family, and this little gothic child just doesn't belong?
Mm,
Fair.
is it one of those things like maybe like an interest in the occult in general and not an interest in farming or an interest in magic, something like that that set her apart?
Yeah. Yeah, I think their interests did not align with the the family and general society interest.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got rising anti-supernatural sentiment, so having an interest in anything supernatural is probably not great.
Hmm.
All right. Back to Jade.
All right, 6 of clubs. What makes your Rene different from other vampires? Hmm, what a fun question. I think Sophia surrounds herself with a much more varied like type of people. Like a lot of vampires are very set in their likes and their preferences for
Mm-hmm.
thralls and just the people that work for them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Sophia seems to thrive and having these very different sorts of people.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think like amongst other vampires, uh, they're considered a bit of an eccentric.
Fair.
Okay,
Cool.
back to you. August. More
Five
spades for
of
August.
spades. Yep. That's five of clubs. Five of spades. What tradition do you introduce to your Rene and the coven? Do they embrace it? Um, I think I feel like it has to do something to do with music. Like it has to be that, right? Whoops. Sorry, something fell on my keyboard. It has to be something to do with music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. Or yeah, some sort of my brain keeps coming back to because I it's something that I'm trying to observe in my life. My brain comes, is keeps coming back to like a Shabbat ritual, like, something
Mm-hmm.
that happens every week at sundown and just trying to introduce that kind of thing, not in a proselytization way, but just in the I'm sharing this thing with, people I care about, and
Mm.
it would mean a lot to me if you participate. Um and I think Arene participates in it. Like there's probably some specific songs that, get sung as part of the blessings and things like that. And I think Arene participates, but I'm gonna leave it up to y'all whether y'all participate or not. But I am curious about whether y'all participate.
think Desi absolutely does. I'm pegging Desi as maybe, if not the oldest, the second oldest. I cannot tell uh, the age of Felix, but definitely wants to like encourage that and take part.
I think Felix does.
Yeah, Elena, I don't think has like offered a story or a song yet, but is there and is happy to take part.
Okay. Yeah, so I think every week, sundown Friday night, um, Isabel lights some candles, says the appropriate blessings, and sings appropriate songs, and there's a meal. Um, and that's something that we do together as a coven then.
Nice.
Dig it.
All right, I've got a 4 of diamonds. Your Rene recently speaks of a full transformation. Are you looking forward to ascending? I think that this is something that Felix has wanted for as long as they can remember. But I think that now that the possibility is more concretely on the table, they're freaking out a little bit about it.
Oh, buddy.
What's freaking them out about it?
Um,
Strange, scary.
I mean,
I
if
mean, I
that's
think I think it is in part just like the dog that caught the car.
Mm,
Uh, but I think it's also a I think it's like a almost like a responsibility thing.
mm,
Like as they have been here more and more, they've been more privy to for lack of a better term, vampire politics. Um and like it's not just being a blood-sucking creature of the night, you know? Uh, and oh, I think too, I think that within the last year or two, I think Sophia had maybe she was intoxicated somehow or otherwise doesn't like has fuzzy memories of it. Maybe just because when you're immortal, one day looks much like any other day. Um, but I think she shared a moment of grief with Felix that like someone that she knew or was close to died like of old age kind of deal. Like she went to go check on them and it's like, "Oh yeah, they've been dead for 10 years." And I think she confided in Felix about that and like her grief in that, and I think Felix has had that in the back of his mind for a while. of, you know, the classic being immortal means that you're going to outlive the vast majority of people around you.
So you mentioned like the dog who caught the car scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Um, why is Felix chasing the car? Like, what what is Felix wanting out of the potential transformation?
Not power, but control. Like, feeling like he has enough power in his life to, like, actually have an effect on the world around him. Like, he I think before he joined the coven in particular, he felt very powerless and very susceptible to the machinations of literally everyone around him. And since joining the coven, one, that has simplified his social circle a lot. And two, given him a very, like, concrete set of expectations that he's been able to, uh, like, use as boundaries uh, to take control of his life again.
Okay.
Does that make sense
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
at all?
Yeah.
All good.
Hmm?
Okay. Let me. Boop. There we go. 7 of hearts. Boop. Only the coven has seen your true self. Why have you kept that part of you away from your Rene? My true self. Um, I think maybe my true self is more scared than I let Sophia know. Like, was always interested in the occult and very much did not align with her family and how they wanted things done. But now that they're in it, I guess is more like overwhelmed and panicking than they want to let Sophia know.
Shane's
Mhm.
scary.
Change scary.
Mood.
Cool.
Card go boop. 9 of diamonds.
That aligns well.
Hmm. It does align well because I am now confirmed the newest into the coven. How do the
Nice.
others make you feel welcome? Hmm.
Yeah, Felix.
I don't think Felix, like, particularly acts on his
That does.
hatred.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because Because he knows better, because our Rene has chosen this person to be one of her thralls, and ain't nothing I can fucking do about it. So I have to learn to live with it, even if I don't like it.
Yeah, I think everybody has sort of done it in different ways. Like, for Isabel, it's like, hey, we do this once a week. And sort of just like playing music, just like, oh, hey, do you know this one? And just, I think the way that you've been talking about her is like, she seems very gregarious in that
Yeah.
regard. Whereas I could see like Desi being like, you don't have to be anything in particular here. Like wherever you were before doesn't matter. And like explains about that aspect of it, how it can be scary, but like this is where you can be you
I think that
because you
totally
were
tracks.
chosen.
Yeah.
And
I'm painting
even I
Desi as sorry.
no, you please.
I'm painting her as very nurturing, so I think that definitely makes
Mm.
sense.
And I think even Felix was just like, hey, this is how things work. You do that, like very sort of like almost like in the military, just sort of like, okay, yeah, I'm the oldest, I'm the boss kid, kind of a vibe. Just like this is how things are done here. If you're going to be here, this is how you do things.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think it's his demeanor is probably something that could be very off-putting, but for Elena, knowing the rules of a place is actually very helpful. And just sort of
Mm-hmm.
like, because when everything is new, you don't want to fuck up.
Right.
And here's this person telling you how not to fuck up. Fantastic. That takes a weight off my mind.
Yes. Good.
Bless.
Right.
Okie dokie.
I very much love Felix being like, "Don't fuck up," and just being like, "Oh, thank you. That's so useful."
Yeah. I imagine Felix being like, this is how you don't fuck up. Don't fuck up.
Bless.
Oh man. 10 of diamonds. You have hidden powers that can block Urene's powers even as a thrall. Why do you play along?
Ooh.
Yeah, huh?
Love that bard magic. You ever just
Yeah.
Yeah.
play the music so good that
Mm-hmm.
it stops bad shit from happening? It was quite unintentional when I was dicking around in Hero Forge that I basically made very clear and distinct classes in like in the old school like tabletop sense. We very much have like a bard, a fighter type, or a martial type, a spellcaster of some kind, and a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can't see it, but there is very much a very sharp ass knife in the full body uh image, just like small and sneaky and quiet. So
Yeah. Oh man. I feel like the obvious answer is I'm in love, but I don't know if I want to go with the obvious answer. It's definitely not because, like, I'm not doing this because I want immortality. I think that my reasoning is genuine and not something that's motivated by, like, self-interest, really.
is it
Um,
because you don't want to undermine them?
really,
Because you do respect their authority?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely think that I feel like there's something that I get out of not blocking the
Mm.
I think maybe being a thrall implies a certain sort of intimacy. Like maybe even on like an like an empathic level almost, just, not quite drifting in the Pacific Rim sense, but, having some like psychic closeness to Sophia is really comforting. And, having the sense of somebody who is like openly accepting and like having proof of that person wanting you around, like incontrovertible proof that you're
Yeah.
cared about. Even if it's not romantic, I don't know if it's romantic or not, but just having that incontrovertible proof is something that's more valuable than trying to block any negativity or any aspects that I don't care for.
Cool.
Not me on my vampire psychic powers bullshit, no.
You're
Us.
valid. I mean, we're here playing a game where we're all in a vampire's like inner coven. I think now is the time.
Yeah.
Dirk says, sometimes you just want to hang out with a buff vampire lady.
You know what?
Yeah, that's
That's absolutely true. Sometimes you really just want that, and I'm happy that we have that for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Good. All right. The Queen of Clubs. What tradition does the coven have that surprises or scares you? Do you participate anyway? Hmm.
Reminder, you can X card for any reason. Like,
Yeah,
it
I think
doesn't
I'm gonna
have to
X that
be.
one. I don't think I like
Yeah.
that one as much. And I will draw another card. 3 of Clubs. What does the coven do that makes you feel loved? Hmm. I think it's as simple as you listen to me. Like, and actually take into account the things that I'm saying and uh pay attention. Um
Mm.
yeah, I think it's as simple as that. It's I
Oh.
don't hmm?
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think Felix had that before.
I have a question for you, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that that's part of why Felix and Isabel have grown closer, because there was that moment of connection when Felix talked her down from leaving, and like a moment of I see you?
I like that, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Right.
Love emotional intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
All right. I've got a 4 of clubs. What is it that your Renee does that says or makes you feel like you're the only one?
Ooh.
I don't feel like that fits with my character. Am I allowed to pass it?
Absolutely. you can give that to somebody else, or if you want to hear somebody else answer it, you can pass it along, or you can just X card it and pick something different.
I think I'd like to hear someone else answer that because I do think it's a fun question. So I guess I'll pass it along, and if you would like it, Jade, you can have it.
It seems only fair, as I passed one on earlier. Hmm. The struggle is how to answer the question.
Mm-hmm. It's a hard one.
It is. Um, this is gonna seem very small, I think, in the grand scheme of things. And feel free to veto this, everyone. What if Elena is the only one that has a nickname from Sophia?
Oh, that's cute.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that a
And
lot.
it's such a small thing, but it's very like something. I feel like Elena maybe hasn't had many affectionate terms thrown their way. And so to have someone like Sophia give them this, uh, it feels very precious to her. And when she finds out, like, the Sophia just uses everyone else's names, and it's clearly their names are clearly said with affection,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like just like, yeah, but does she have a nickname for any of this? She doesn't. Oh, I guess I am special.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing to be of course you're special. Just like, it's another thing to like actually internalize that in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I have a
I like it.
question.
mhm.
Do we think that Sophia has like a little thing that she does for everyone that's different? Or do we all notice that this is like something that she just does for Elena?
I rather she has a thing that happens with everyone. It just is a different thing.
I think that's cute.
Given that we've established that she values how different her thralls
Mm-hmm.
are,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
having a thing that's unique to her relationship with each thrall,
Yeah.
something that maybe they need, is very good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good shit.
I like that a lot.
If you
Anyone
think
have
of a thing,
ideas?
I was gonna say, yeah, if you have an idea or if it occurs to you later and just go, actually, I think this is their thing, you should share it.
Yeah. I like that idea that it's something you need. That's
Mm.
really good.
Oh, I think I know Desi's.
Yeah.
I did not get to open up the Hero Forge, and honestly, I like this character just the way you made them. Um, so
Mhm.
I don't know how long Desi's hair is, but it looks like maybe it's pulled back and is longer.
Mhm.
Mm.
I really like the idea that Sophia braids Desi's hair, and
Oh God, yeah.
it's something her mom used to
Mm.
do
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
when she was little.
Can you hear this
Ah,
bunch of
yes.
touch-starved gays just all like, yes, hair
Num num num
braiding.
num. Give
Mm.
me the sap. I love it.
Finally, some good fucking food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's definitely mine.
Nice.
Good shit.
I think for Isabel, I think that there was an instrument, like a musical instrument that
Mm-hmm.
Sophia had that maybe belonged to a previous like a family member from before she was a vampire. An
Mhm.
instrument that was really important to her,
Mhm.
and that is now the instrument that Isabel plays. Like, it
Mm.
was one of those things, like, trusting Isabel with a close memory or something, a precious memory, and now Isabel understands that she gets to be a part of this memory living on.
Mhm.
Mm.
Nice, nice, nice.
You don't have to think of one right now, but I'm very eyes emoji about what Felix's might be.
Yeah, I haven't. The gears are turning in the back of my head, but I don't have anything yet.
Okay. So it's technically your turn, Jade.
It is. Yes. Sorry. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Seven of Spades. You discovered a new power within yourself. Have you used it to protect the coven?
Ooh.
I'm gonna lean in to this accidental RPG classes thing that has been created, um, unintentionally, but by me. And I think um, it's something like Shadow Step, or just like this ability to move even quieter.
Mhm.
Um, just like just truly like blending into shadows and moving as if a shadow herself, like not making noise. Um, and yeah, she's absolutely using it to protect the coven, whether that's like sneaking down into town to get things without being seen, or just patrolling the castle, like just keeping an eye out and being aware. Like, I think she's always been a quiet person who doesn't like to be noticed. And it's like a way to make use of that. So, yeah, I think that's where her head is about it. And like, it happened, this ability developed here. So it's like, why wouldn't I use this for the people here?
Do you think that this is something that's like a side effect of being a thrall, or do you think that this is something innate within Elena? And that goes for like, what do you, Jade, think, and what does Elena think?
Hmm.
Whichever one you find more interesting to answer.
I think I like the idea that there's something about this place and being Sophia's thrall, and also Isabel's music and Desi's magic. Like, there is something about this place at this time and these people. And maybe it is a matter of unlocking something that the potential was there, but it wasn't going to manifest anywhere else.
Okay. I like that a lot.
All
Righty.
right, August.
10 of clubs. You tried to convince your Rene
Oh,
to run away with you and start a new coven somewhere safe.
Oh.
You almost succeeded. What stopped them from agreeing?
god damn.
You bitch.
Damn, I'm just like not capable of staying in one place, am I?
I
Was
Um,
it the
risk
same
like,
incident though?
no,
ooh.
no,
Okay.
absolutely not. I
I
think.
I
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Jade.
know if you've heard the song Farewell Wanderlust,
Mhm.
The Amazing Devil. Great song. But that notion that there is something about that bardic lifestyle, and it's very difficult for Isabel to be in one place for too long. And maybe the incident with Felix was more recent, and maybe if you like this, what if like at one point you said to Via, why don't we leave? Let's a better place by the sea, there'd be more people or whatever. And whatever it is that doesn't happen, and that's why the time that itch to leave again came, Isabel didn't try to take anybody with her because she knew there wasn't.
Yeah. There wasn't a chance. I definitely
Mm,
like the idea that the thing with Felix is more recent than
mm-hmm,
this. I think this may have even happened before Elena came to be part of the coven.
mm,
So,
mm-hmm,
and y'all can like X this out if you feel like this is too much, but I kind of think that this might have been spurred partly there's always going to be you know a piece of Isabel that needs to go, but I think partly this is also like since it's supposed to be trying to convince Arene to go somewhere safer, um maybe there's a member of Arkith that died, that got, specifically got killed in this
Mm.
place.
mm,
Um and like that part of it is like running away from where that member of our coven, where they were, running away from those memories, and part of it is this place isn't safe anymore, and part of it is, you know, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it, but just like, something bad happens, and sometimes the impulse is just to want to get away from that and not deal with the emotions that are
mm,
actually at the root of that.
yeah.
So,
Do we know that you attempted this?
Mm.
that's a good question. So, the way the question's phrased, I think, leaves it a little open to whether I was trying to get our Rene to run away with me alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I don't know that it's within Isabel to want to abandon Desi and Felix.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's one of those things where actually I don't think Felix and Desi know. I think that I went to our Rene directly
Mm-hmm.
and proposed this, but I think the reason why it didn't succeed was our Rene looked at the home that we've built together and couldn't bear to uproot Desi and Felix, especially
Mm-hmm.
in the wake of what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that Desi and Felix know how close it was.
Right.
Mm,
Cool.
All right. Uh, Danielle, you're up.
Queen of Diamonds. What was the reason you were last punished by the coven?
Oh.
ooh. I'm checking something on the wording if the coven refers to the thralls and the vampire or just the other thralls. Or what do we think?
To me, so far, it seemed like they're separate.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure.
What's more interesting to you?
Hmm.
Like, is it more interesting if Sophia is involved in this, or
I
is
mean,
it
yeah.
okay?
But I mean, there can always be the thing like anything that happens here is either with Sophia's tacit approval or not. Otherwise, it just doesn't
Mhm.
happen.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if you guys like this, I like the thought of her being like, "Well, this is you kids." I shouldn't keep referring it to that kind of dynamic, but it's also just sort of like it isn't fair if I get involved
Mm.
to resolve this because it
Yeah.
shows a favoritism or it's like inviting something much more powerful to the party.
Mhm.
That's like
Mhm.
it becomes unbalanced
I
if
dig that.
she does punishment. Alternatively, depending on the vibe we want, it's also it might have been something like that, but like punishments are done by the coven. It's like group responsibility.
Mhm.
Like we're a family, and if you fuck up, you have to answer to everyone.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Shoot. Should give me just a second to hear the question.
The reason.
Oh yeah, you come up with the reason first while I try to remember what my question was.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, I remember what my question was, but you should answer the prompt first.
Is Felix the reason why that other thrall died?
Oh, fuck.
You bitch.
I don't think they killed them.
Yeah, but it was like negligence
Mm-hmm.
or even just a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends on it. Do we want this, narratively speaking, this punishment to be something justified? Because there's something everyone thinks, yeah, no, this should happen.
Mm-hmm. I I think that even if it was a mistake, that Felix
Um,
isn't acting like it's a mistake.
Yeah, like there's a very different vibe to someone being punished for an accident or a mistake
Mm-hmm.
versus someone doing something wrong.
Right. I think it was not negligence necessarily, but he wasn't paying as close attention to something as he should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how's how's this? We're
Mm-hmm.
thralls. Our vampire drinks blood. It
Mm-hmm.
it's not beyond reason that our vampire drinks our blood.
I mean, I assumed that was happening. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
very much so.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. Um,
Always good to check.
Felix didn't stop Sophia in time.
Hmm. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a pitch if we want to put some spice on this
Uh-huh.
because of who I am as a person.
Uh-huh.
What if before Elena, this thrall that died was the most recent one?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
so maybe not necessarily intentional, like when you accidentally on purpose do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Yeah.
didn't mean to, but you kind of wanted it to happen.
Yeah. Or
And
even that.
like, mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but and then so that's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I know then that doesn't quite work out on the timeline wise, but it could do. So
Well,
I mean that could be part of why I
I
mean
mean,
even if
maybe it's
Elena is the
been
most
a very
go on.
long time since we've taken another person.
Mm,
And so you're the first person that has joined anew since this last
yeah.
incident.
Yeah. Also that notion that it's also like a reminder
Mm-hmm.
of his fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I think it was one of those things where your feelings about a person colors your perception of their abilities.
Hmm.
And so it's not even that he wanted it to happen, but he overestimated uh, this thrall's like vigor. Feels like a weird way to
Hmm.
put it, but uh, something along those lines. Because he had built them up in his head enough as a threat
Mm-hmm.
that he was like, oh yeah, she can or they can take this. Um,
Hmm.
but I do think I think it's always on the buddy system. Uh, uh, in terms of her feeding, um, for that reason, and it's just that Felix fucked up. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he does blame himself for it. Um, and accepts whatever the punishment is.
Mm.
What is the punishment?
Fuck if I know.
Mm.
What's my punishment, Coven?
Mm.
You don't get fed on for a while.
Ah, fuck.
No. Oh, buddy.
Uh-huh.
It is like that. It's like that denial of closeness. Like if you aren't
Mm-hmm.
responsible enough to do your duty, then you don't get to reap the rewards of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Was that the other question you had, August, or did you have a separate one?
No, that was the question I had.
Word.
Why am I being yelled at by Dirk in chat? What did I do? Oh, I'm
Probably
just
because
being
your
Mm.
punishment is delightfully uh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Uh, cool. That's me.
Annya.
Okay. The King of Hearts. You've only known roughness and pain. How does your Rene make you feel soft and fragile? Um, that's a good question, game. Uh, so yeah, I think Desi's family growing up was definitely like work hard, earn money. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't talk about our feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this might be Desi's first like relationship. Like Desi pieced out and ran away. And so Sophia lets them ask dumb questions and figure out how to be in a relationship for the first time.
Nice.
When you say in a relationship, you mean romantically, correct?
Yeah, I think this is definitely Desi's first romantic relationship because it was always, we're too busy for anything other than work.
Okay.
Is that chill?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
absolutely.
was just clarifying. Cool.
The Four of Hearts. What is it about the coven that makes you miss your family? Hmm. Hmm. I think, given sort of some of the stuff we've been casually establishing, I'm gonna X card this one and draw again.
Okay.
The King of Clubs. How did it feel moving into a neighborhood full of supernatural creatures? How does it feel that you're one of the only houses left? I think there's something, and I think we probably all know a little bit of what this is like, to feeling like you're the only one of something and feeling very isolated, and then getting to move to a community where there are other people like you and feeling safe enough to be you. And for some people, that's like moving to a big city. For some people, that's just like finding the right sort of people to have in your life. And while, and it's like maybe it was like different vampires and their thralls would come visit and whatever. But there's that increasing feeling of isolation again as like this hostility towards the supernatural is increasing, and people aren't, it's not safe to move around the way we used to. And it feels a lot like life before the coven in a way that is not good, to have that sort of community be stripped away.
Sense. Do we think that the rest of our community has fled, or do we think that they've died off?
Could be both.
Yeah, I think a solid mix of both.
Maybe it's like we hope that they've fled, but the fear is that they've been killed off.
Do you think that there was like shoot, I forgot what I was gonna ask mid question, sorry. We're good.
Oh,
Never mind.
I don't know.
Okay. Shall draw a card now. 5 of clubs. That is You discovered another has betrayed the coven. Why haven't you told your Rene?
Ooh.
Hmm.
You're getting all these good conflict questions, August.
Yeah.
Jesus.
God, I'm trying to think. I have a knee-jerk reaction, but I'm not, I don't want to put someone on the spot, but at the same time I kind of do. Uh
That's what DMs are for, if you want to check something ahead of time.
yeah, let me DM uh if that's okay, I'm gonna ask the question out loud.
Yeah.
So, hey, Danielle, what did Felix do to betray the coven?
Did he let another vampire feed on him?
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Because he missed
Happily
the
feast on
connection
this.
so much?
We are such messy bitches. We're all just like, ooh, yeah.
I think that might be it.
Okay. That's got to like fuck with the magic like holding us together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um so yeah, that wow, that sucks. Um and I I think so like it's only been in the past year or so that Isabel and Felix have been getting, really close, but this is laying the seeds of that sort of thing where it's like I understand why you did it and it sucks. It was a shitty thing to do and it could jeopardize us, but I understand why you did it. Like maybe I caught you in the act somehow, but I didn't I just didn't feel like it felt like a betrayal to you and I wasn't going to add one betrayal on top of another. So so I kept quiet. But I would like to suggest that because of this, even though it was probably a long time ago, because of this, this may have like weakened weakened some of the magic around the castle, so the wards aren't as strong, that kind of thing. So it could be if y'all are okay with this, it could be a reason why we're kind of in a perilous situation.
Yeah.
Good with that.
Danielle, I'm sorry, you've become the messy bitch of the relationship.
Danielle,
I'm totally okay with that.
Felix isn't the only messy bitch. I feel like Felix and Isabel are the troublemakers.
Yep. 9 of hearts. You knew another of your kith before either of you met your Rene. Did that change your relationship? Hmm. I don't think I like that one. At least not for Felix, if someone else wants it.
I'm not vibing.
Okay. We'll draw another. 3 of hearts. Oh no, Anya, you made another cinnamon roll.
Dirk in the
No.
Dirk in the chat says Felix and Isabel, messy bitches. Elena and Desi, cinnamon rolls. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, look, it's all I know how to make.
What was it about your Rene that made you fall for them initially? Why are you no longer charmed by that?
Ooh.
That's a really good question. So I think this might be related to the one thing that she does just for Felix. But I'm trying to decide what that is and how it manifests.
Lore unlocked.
Uh, let's see. He was looking for control over his life. And
Bless your heart, I don't think you're gonna find it here.
no. And he appreciates that people actually listen to him here. What if I lean into him being the oldest and say it's it was like a date night?
Mm-hmm.
Not that like the others don't also get alone time with her, but I think maybe she would take him somewhere special. Like they had a place uh, where, they could sit and talk and uh, he would have her undivided attention. And I think I think the idea of her undivided attention has soured a bit since everything happened. Um, Not that he doesn't still crave it, but it feels like there is a kind of wall there that as opposed to like paying attention to him specifically, it's a little bit like uh almost an interrogation, but that's too strong a word. Like he has the feeling that she's analyzing him now in a way she wasn't before. Yeah. Yeah.
Fair.
So, is this something that happened like gradually they started to notice, or is this something where it's like everything went down and all of the sudden this is how it started to feel?
I think they didn't notice it right away. Um, but maybe it did start happening right away because I don't think they're imagining it.
Mhm.
Um, and Dirk points out, of course, he doesn't feel like he's as close to her anymore. He let another vampire feed from him and destabilize the magic. Uh, and I think that's definitely made it like so much worse.
Mhm.
uh, but I think this is part of what drove him to that because it wasn't just that she's not feeding on him anymore. There's also just this distance that is suddenly present that he didn't know how to handle it.
Mhm.
Um, but I think it did like it wasn't immediately that he realized that that was happening. Um, it was he slowly realized that it was happening, and once he put his finger on like what was making him so uneasy, uh, that's when he started spiraling.
Mhm. That makes sense. Um, really quick, uh, I have consumed quite a bit of liquid. Um, do you mind if we take a quick 5-minute bio break?
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay. In that case, we'll be back at like 46. Um,
Mhm.
and I apologize, there won't be any fun hold music or anything because I can never get that to work. Finger guns. So we'll be right back,
If
folks.
if while we're gone you want to hop over to the Moonshot Twitch channel and watch Riley Hopkins get cold water dumped on top of them, you should do that. But please do come back.
All right, we'll be right back. Boop.
Boop.
We return after approximately 5 minutes.
Huzzah.
Okay. Next card.
I believe it is
Oh,
Anya's
no.
turn.
Oh shit. Let's see. Boop.
Oh, shit.
2 of hearts. Your original family is trying to rescue you. What is it that makes you wish they would succeed?
Remember, you can pull another one if you don't like that one.
Part of me likes it, but I don't know. Is that somewhere that the group wants to go?
I mean, I can see a reason why Desi's family might want them back. I'm intrigued if you have an idea of why part of her wants them to succeed. Like,
I
there's
think
plenty of messy
so.
bitch behavior in this group as it is, so please feel free to lean in.
Yeah. What's your idea for how they're trying to rescue me? Because I think I know what it is that makes me wish they would succeed.
Well, I think this whole thing with like the increasing hostility towards the supernatural, and if you're a simple farming family, just like, nah, you get up, you tend the fields, and you do the thing. Just like, I'm sorry, my eldest child is doing what? With
Hmm.
who? A devil has corrupted my innocent child, blah, 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 blah. You know, that
Hmm.
bullshit. But I can see from an outsider, especially somebody with very traditional values, would look at it and go, "Oh, a devil has like charmed them. They're being held against their will. They don't realize the danger they're in, etc., etc."
Oh yeah,
Like
and
I could see
especially
it.
since. Oh, sorry.
Hmm. I could see it coming from a very genuine place
Hmm.
from her family.
I think so, especially since we have set this in like a medieval, but like medieval with magic. And I feel
Mm.
like if vampires were real in medieval times, they definitely would have been like categorized as demons and, the devil's corruption and all that. So I think that makes complete sense.
So
Um,
why does Desi part of them wish they would succeed?
um, I think it's as simple as their argument. Like, their argument is honestly compelling at times, and when things are really strange or really overwhelming, Desi kind of longs for that very simple farming life back.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't think they could go back to that. They just
Hmm.
it's the what if they
Yeah.
play out in their head.
Especially with them having admitted to members of Cloud, like that they're scared. They're
Mhm.
in this world of magic now. It's not theoretical anymore. It's just like, oh no, this is too much. What if I am in over my head? What if I just go home when it was just daydreaming about stuff, not dealing with the reality of it?
Yeah. Just like, "Oh, that was the phase. I'm over it now."
Yeah, a
Yeah.
simpler time, an easier time.
Yes. Desi is me every time I see a baby in a stroller at work, and I'm like, "God, I just want to be a baby in a stroller sometimes." Like, they look comfy, they got water, they got no cares.
Word.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that is
Do the
them.
rest of us know, A, that your family are trying to rescue you, and B, that part of you is like, yeah, I don't blame them for trying.
Um, I mean, I think at least Sophia knows they're trying to rescue me. Uh, and I think maybe everyone knows because I think maybe at one of our outings or something, they showed up, or like they've confronted Desi
Mm.
on like our errand trips or something, and have like sent, send messages, I guess, sent
A strongly
people.
worded email.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe they sent a person to like come over and like a door-to-door person, but specifically to come over and be like, hey, you should come home and here's why. I'll sing about it now.
Nice.
Dig it.
I have pulled the 8 of clubs. There's one dish that your Rene loves. Why do you rarely make it? Hmm. I've forgotten every item of food that has ever existed. Uh,
I have a question while you're thinking about what food it could be.
mm-hmm.
Does Sophia eat? Or is this one of those things where Sophia, like, watches us eat and lives vicariously through us?
Mm.
Or is it an amethyst thing where she doesn't have to, but she fucking loves it?
I th- I think it's not necessarily good for her to eat,
Mm.
but I think she does on occasion.
Is this like, and this is not me calling out somebody in the chat at all, like being lactose intolerant, but eating dairy? Just like, I shouldn't,
Yeah.
but I really like it, is the thing.
August,
Mhm.
go sit in the corner.
I mean, Dirk's gonna yell at me in a minute. So.
Just wait for that delay.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why um that's why Elena doesn't make it often, because it makes Sophia sick
Mm.
and she hates seeing any kind of distress that she might have been the part of. But also it's like that conflict, just like, yeah, I know she loves it, but I don't want to have to see you deal with the aftermath of it.
You must save her from herself.
Next
Mm-hmm.
question. Is this
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Is this
Hmm.
a case of like Elena, because Elena makes the dish, did Elena introduce Sophia to that dish?
I like that idea. Also, I'm thinking, because I've made this sort of rogue-esque character, it's like garlic sliced like razor
Mm.
thin and like sauteed in a lot of butter.
Oh my god.
Um, and just like this really nice homey potatoy, oh wait, it's Spanish, tomatoey, garlicky baked dish that's
I would
like
like
incredibly
that.
fr Yeah, I want it. I'm saying, I'm
Can,
talking about it. I'm like, why did I have this
yeah,
in
can I
front
just
of
have
me
that
right
right
now?
Europa
now?
vieja.
But yeah. And it's one of those things, like the smell of it cooking like just seeps through everywhere. It's got that good like, oh, what you cooking? I'm literally just frying onions and garlic in butter, but it smells so good. Yeah, because
Look,
it's
that's it.
onions and garlic fried in butter.
That's all you need.
Word.
The 3 food groups: garlic, onions, and butter.
Yep.
If
Was
you're
it?
eating other
There,
stuff, what are you even doing?
mm, Look, there was a time when somebody had the great idea to put cheese and bread and tomato in the same, or carbs, tomato and cheese together, and happiness came forth that day. And it doesn't matter what the carb is, just cheese, tomato, and carb is good.
So we need to order pizza for dinner, is what I'm getting from
I
them.
I fucking want potato dauphinoise right now. Is what I want.
My problem is that I want a very specific Cuban dish, and I
Oh.
am so far.
I'm sorry that your Floridian roots are calling to you, my friend.
The one Cuban
Uh,
restaurant in town doesn't sell it.
Bastards.
Oh.
But yes, that's why it it's so it's like just like, oh, don't make me hurt you this way. No,
Hurt
because you'll
me.
eat it. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
There we
like
go.
the pain.
Good shit.
Good shit.
Also, I just am incredibly endeared by the notion of vampires who will continue to eat garlic. Because, bitch, that would be me.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, I'm not giving that shit up.
Yep.
Okay. 2 of diamonds. It's not diamonds, that's hearts. 2 of diamonds. How did it feel when you realized you weren't... Excuse me, sir. Sorry, cat interruption. How did it feel when you realized you weren't the only one bonded to Urane? Hmm. I don't feel like this one really fits with what we've established here, so I'm going to put that one in the parking lot and draw again.
That sounds like we went in knowing, like,
Yeah,
we didn't find out.
yeah. And like, I'm not the oldest one, so yeah, because that's the only way I could really see that working. And anyway, Queen of Spades. Love me some spades. What tradition does the coven have that... Wait, that's clubs. Mind.
Clubs.
Yep, I can read. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
How much did becoming a thrall change you?
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's a good one. I feel like Isabel's answer to that is not much because she still feels like her old self and she still feels like, this is, she's doing what she's always done. She always wants to be on the move still. That hasn't changed, and that's something that she considers to be a core part of herself. But I think that maybe not becoming a thrall specifically changed her, but being part of the coven changed her. Because, like, she wants to go places, but she wants to go places with these people for the most part. Like, I mean, yeah, she almost ran away on her own, but just she has more ties now than she used to, and she can't just up and leave anymore without leaving a piece of herself behind. And I think that's the biggest change, but she doesn't realize that on a conscious level.
Yes.
Right. Eight of spades. How did you find out about Rene's vampirism? Did it strengthen or weaken your bond with them? So this is like the story of how it started almost, right? Or at least I don't think Felix was her first thrall. I think maybe he's the oldest of this group, but not the very first. And
What if it was on a battlefield, given that
mm,
aesthetically we wound up with like this very warrior looking vampire and
I
Felix
do
having
a
this
lot.
fighter quality. Who doesn't love a battle couple?
Love it.
But like seeing something about how she fought in battle or a
Mhm,
moment where maybe she didn't realize she wasn't being where she didn't realize she was being watched
mhm,
or was just in sight of someone.
mhm.
And Felix not being repulsed or terrified by it, but instead like, oh,
I'm really
well,
into
not
that,
me then.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. I like that a lot, a lot. For sure. Um,
How did you guys meet? Well, we were fighting the Carpathians, turns out.
Record scratch. You might be wondering how I got.
Good shit.
Good shit. Anya.
Boop. My first club.
That's a spade.
My first spade.
Mhm.
10
Ooh.
of spades. Your Rene always picks a fight with you when they're angry. Why? I don't like that.
Pass on it then. Get a different one. You wrote out the last question and you made something cool of it. No, don't feel obligated to take this one.
Um,
That definitely feels much more like Felix's thing, to be honest.
that's fair. I don't know that I like the relationship implications of that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More than fair.
Yep.
Okay, my second club.
Mhm.
I know what a club is. 9 of clubs. Everyone thinks your relationship with your Rene is one way, but it's not. Why do you keep up the illusion?
Oh.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've already established, for one, that Desi is hiding their fear and just general anxiety around this situation.
You've established that Desi is very much, this is a romantic relationship for them.
Yeah.
But does everyone else know that?
I don't know. I feel like that would be a hard thing to hide from the coven.
Oh, fair.
I don't know, maybe. Um, does anyone else have a clearly romantic relationship with this vampire?
I just haven't had the opportunity to talk about it.
Okay, so
Hard
Jade
say
does.
no.
I know what I'm about, son.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think Isabel's relationship is one of those ones where it's like you squint at it and it's like, is it romantic or is it queer platonic? Who fucking knows?
Mhm.
That's fair.
And that's how Isabel likes it.
I do want to keep. I don't know. Maybe this is me being a cinnamon roll. I want to
You're
keep
allowed to be a cinnamon roll.
meh, the relationship at least open to the folks in the coven for sure, because that feels icky to not to be lying about that to fellow like people who are also involved in this.
Sure.
But maybe I don't think Desi's parents realize for sure. they probably think that Desi just ran off to the coven and is like experimenting with witchcraft and stuff.
And stuff.
and some other stuff. They haven't guessed what that other stuff is.
No, it's like when your daughter goes to a Seven Sisters college, just like, gonna learn all sorts there.
It's fine. So that might be like, at least for my parents, they don't know. And Desi is keeping up the illusion of just being a member of this coven, I think, to make things easier for her family.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
got it
even
bad
if it's
enough.
like, what if it's like every time we're out of the castle, like so the coven knows the nature of the relationship, but maybe to the outside world, it's like you're a student or you're there to
Yeah.
learn. Like you sort of downplay the romance to anyone outside of the coven.
Yeah, I like that. Because I definitely want the fellow coven to be clear on any relationships, because it feels
Yeah.
icky to hide that. But outside, I
No,
like the idea that it's keeping up the appearances of
Mhm.
just being a student.
Cool.
Woo.
Woo. Please don't take my lack of energy as sarcasm. It is just getting late. So, which is why
Okay.
my voice is sliding down in its register. That is no reflection on anyone here.
No,
I've been
I feel
awake
it too.
since like too early.
If it helps, I'm abusing my GM power to look. It looks like we have about 2.5 rounds left, so.
No
Okay, that
worries.
sounds about right.
King of Diamonds. Everyone reminisces about something you don't remember. Why does your Rene look uncomfortable?
Ooh.
Okay, you guys, what are you reminiscing about? And I'll figure out why Sophia looks uncomfortable.
Are we reminiscing about the member of our coven who died?
That's what I was thinking.
Cuz like
Sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah, that
there was
works.
the element of like Felix supposed to be the, having to be the buddy system, but Sophia is also culpable here.
Yeah, and that would make sense why she looks uncomfortable. Because, yes, the buddy system is there for a reason, but I like the notion that she does hold herself to a standard.
Yeah, you're supposed to be stronger than that.
Yeah. And also maybe like she can't let on maybe the how much maybe she misses that one coven member.
Oh.
Yeah, I like
There we
that.
go. We're all sad now. August.
Yay!
Yay! Sorry. Oh boy. Okay. 4 of spades. That is, Urane doesn't drink from you in the same way as they do the others. What makes you special?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
special.
sorry. I'm terrible. I'm just like, Yeah, come on, August. You were the one pushing for the blood-sucking type of vampire. Why
Yeah.
is this special?
Look, you gave us the opportunity to be close to this buff vampire lady.
Yeah.
Gonna take it.
I think I don't know. Like, I. There are so many different ways that I could take this. But I'm also trying to keep in mind, like, our veils. And also, like I said, I think Isabel's relationship with Sophia is very fluid. It is not necessarily romantic. It's not necessarily platonic. It's something that shifts and drifts and like
Well, maybe that's what makes it different then. I mean, we
yeah.
haven't really established what the vibe is between Felix and Sophia, but I mean, I can't speak to Annya, but if Isabella's like the only one in this core group who it isn't expressly like romantic or whatever, that would be what makes it different.
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking, just because it's like it's not like maybe um feeding from the other thralls that she has a romantic relationship with. It's almost, I don't want to say it's like a date exactly, but it's one of those things. There's romantic candles. Maybe there is a meal set out for you because, having your blood drained takes a lot out of you. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I feel like maybe this is a little more playful in some way. I can't exactly
that's
put my
fun.
finger on how exactly it becomes more playful, but it's just like it's less serious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if
Mm.
it's like the difference between going to the pub with a friend for a drink versus a private candlelit dinner?
Yeah.
Like, it
Mhm.
has that different energy to it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes maybe it has a little bit of a candlelight feel to it, but most of the time, yeah, it's like going to a pub with a friend that you might have a crush on, but you're not sure. If that makes sense.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
All
okay.
right.
Yeah. Danielle.
6 of diamonds. You've been in the coven the longest. How does your reign still make you feel special, cared for?
How is this happening?
The cards know.
Part of the cards.
uh, do it, Dirk.
Hmm.
Do it. uh, how does she still make you feel special?
Especially after, like, the
Mm-hmm.
feeding off of somebody else and that enforced, no, you don't get this for a bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
I have a pitch,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is there highly charged sword fighting?
Yes.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. Uh,
I am here for the game.
yeah.
Look, sometimes if you're really lucky, she'll tilt your chin up with the tip of the
Oh
sword, and it's
my
great.
God.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
Uh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that they bond most over, and it's like it's the one thing about their relationship that's uncomplicated,
Mm,
uh, because it predates the vampire thrall relationship. Um,
mm, love
and
that.
I think that they really treasure that.
Good shit.
Mhm. Thank you for this gift, Jade.
Hmm.
I want my friends to eat well, and sometimes that's describing tasty food, and sometimes that's saying, "Hey, what if sword fighting?"
Jesus. Is that me?
Yeah.
What? Let's see. Boop. 10 of heart. When was the last time your Rene drank from you? Ah, I'm not sure how to answer this question.
Well, another way of
Yesterday.
putting it is like, how often does Sophia need to feed?
Mm-hmm.
And we've said about the buddy system and how she makes sure not to drain from one thrall too often. So I think about what was the vibe of it then? Was it like perfunctory, like, yeah, well, it's breakfast, I don't care what it is, or was it still a good moment between you where you felt connected?
Yeah, a lot of my cards have been about comfort and like finding joy in this family. So I think it
Mm.
was a comforting moment. Maybe they had a really like our group had a really difficult encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like oh, Sophia needs to feed after this, and uh she took it as a moment to reassure Desi a little bit, who maybe have been more noticeably overwhelmed than usual.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Like, there is something about like seeing your liege like get hurt seriously, and it's that like it's okay, I'm okay. See, let's have this quiet moment. You
Yeah.
didn't fail me. You're here for me now. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yep.
hello. I'm Jade. It's 10:15 on a Saturday night, and I'm having emotions about vampires.
Mm.
Because you
What's
know where
new?
your children are. Oh, it's me. It is my turn. Clickety clickety. The Queen of Hearts. Mm. Your Reina never spends time with you when another is around. Who is it and why? It's Felix, because Sophia
Hmm.
knows.
Mm.
And I think
Uh-huh.
because things are stressful enough that she doesn't want to provoke a sore spot.
Mhm.
Like, she can see that he's trying, and there's no reason for her to be a dick about it. I like this emotionally aware vampire we have.
Good.
The question is, does Elena know why?
Mm.
I think yes. And I think even with the everyone making them feel welcome question, like, he doesn't like me, but he's never been outright rude to me. He's never hurt me. Like, I wish all people that didn't like me were as polite as that about it, you know?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Six of Hearts. Urene commanded you into violence for the safety of the coven. Did it awaken something in you, or do you regret it?
Ah.
Mm. I think I think this may continue the messy bitch brigade um of Felix and Isabel.
Mhm.
I think Isabel did like it. It was probably one of the first times Isabel has ever partaken in violence in that way, and she did like it, and Felix is the only one she can talk to about it.
Yeah, I like that. Good shit. What was it?
Hmm. It's a good question.
Maybe it's easier to answer safety from what or whom.
The first thing that comes to mind is just like part of the buddy system, like not unspoken, but like part of the buddy system is you protect Sophia and your fellow thrall while they're in this vulnerable position, because like it feels like we've kind of established that Sophia isn't necessarily like fully in charge of her faculties while she's feeding, and that's why we need the buddy. Um, and somebody got the drop on us. And this was the first time that Isabel has seen this happen. So it was the first time that, you know, she's ever had to enact violence in that way. Um, but that's what I'm thinking.
Good. Okay. Ace of Hearts. How do you keep the coven from falling apart when tensions are high? So, for all that I'm also a source of tension, I'm still the oldest here, and that carries with it a modicum of like respect and a little bit of authority. Like I don't have a position over anybody here, but it's like I have seen more than the rest of you. Like I have more experience. That's the word I'm looking for. God. I have more experience. And so it's like when people have questions, I'm one of the people that they turn to the most. And I think for the most part he has a very level head. And you know, we see this with Elena, right? Where he doesn't like her, but he'll be damned if he like lets that show in his actions. And I think that kind of matter of fact and very solution oriented way of approaching things makes people feel a little more safe. And so, like, when tensions are high, he's definitely the kind of person who's like, you know, okay, this is what we're going to do. And everybody take a walk. And I think, it's that, that, uh, that does it.
Makes sense.
Okay. The 8 of diamonds. You know your Rene's true weakness. Do they know you know? Have you told anyone else? What do we think her true weakness is?
Not garlic.
Clearly.
Is it unique in that she gets so caught up in feeding?
I like that.
Well, Yeah, so I think she does know that I know, and I haven't had to tell anyone else. Um, they know, and I think maybe that's why.
I was like, maybe Desi understands it in a different way to the others. Like Felix is like sees a security risk and whatever. Whereas maybe because Desi's more like tuned into the magic side of things. I mean, maybe Desi is the one that knows, like, no, not all vampires are like this. This is a Sophia thing. And that's what makes it unique.
Okay, I like that actually. So I don't think Sophia knows. And Desi is keeping that secret because she's still working on researching how to fix that. Um,
Mm,
and
good
I
shit.
think Desi has told Felix after the incident, sat down with Felix and discussed what they saw or what they've noticed, and is maybe trying to get Felix's help on seeing what we can do.
Yeah.
If not
I like that.
fix, like a solution.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Mm. All right, final round.
Yep.
Yep. Ace of clubs. All the way up through the document. What does your Ragnarok do that makes you feel neglected? I don't like this one. I'm going to pull another. That's a flavor of angst I am not interested in.
Yeah.
Ace of spades. Insert drums here. Your Rene only comes to you when they're at their lowest. Why? Hmm. I think it's because that maybe was the context of how they met, because Elena has already seen her at that place and met her there, if that makes sense. Like, I, like, Elena met and fell in love with Sophia at that point,
Right.
and the only way is up. Like, and maybe there is a certain amount of freedom in that for Sophia. It depends how we put the emphasis on only comes to you. Like, is this only
Yes.
ever comes to Elena? When they're at their lowest, they will only go to Elena, or they only go to Elena when they're at their lowest. Like, those are two very different statements.
I think
Um,
it's.
uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you please.
I don't know. I think it's more interesting to me if it's the the first one where it's like Elena is
Mm,
the only one who gets to see Sophia at her lowest, but it's not the only time she sees Sophia.
yeah, I prefer it that way too.
What does that look like though when Sophia is at her lowest?
Hmm. I think it's like when she's the most vulnerable or when she's tired, and it's hard to describe. I think maybe if like she feels like she's done wrong by one of the others, or is holding herself to something and feels like she's failing at it. Yeah, that's what I got, you guys.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep. I like it.
All right. 3 of spades. You've only known the finer things in life. How does your Rene make you feel, feral?
Oh my.
Hmm.
Aren't you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go ape shit?
Yeah. Shit, maybe that is the kind of thing. Like maybe Sophia like sometimes takes Isabel to a dive bar. Like maybe there's been a bar fight at some point and Isabel like got a black eye and was like, "Oh man, that was fun." Um something like that. I don't like the idea of this being a particularly angsty answer. I think it's more fun for me if it's it's one of those things. Maybe Isabel up until this point had been used to playing in like the court and stuff like that where she was well paid as she traveled, but now it's
But
like, oh, go ahead, Jade.
I was gonna say, it's also sort of like, as a bard and as a performer, just like you have to act a certain way. Like you take the thing in good grace, you do the little heckle, people laugh, it's great, it's good. And the getting to go a bit feral is like, hey, what if you didn't have to do customer service voice? What if you actually got to tell that one customer to fuck off?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like that permission to not have to be on all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. 100%. I do think there was like that bar fight. I do think that bar fight was something that Isabel kind of started. Like, maybe she was playing something, plucking off in the corner, and somebody was like, "Hey, your music sucks," and she's like, "Come say that to my face," and the heckler did, and so she was like, "Fuck it," and slapped them. And Sophia I don't think Sophia came to her rescue or anything. I think Sophia let her fuck around and find out, but she found out that she kind of was here for it.
You go get her, baby. I got your flower.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's also
Exactly.
like a certain freedom in knowing that someone has your back. If you
Mhm.
do something stupid, just like, okay, I'm gonna let you do the thing. If you need me to step in, I will. But I
Mhm.
believe in you.
Yeah.
Good shit. All right. There's the Joker.
Yep.
Eh.
All right. So when we draw the Joker, where is the thing?
Above the prompt
There,
tables.
there it is. Yes. The ending question card. The hunters are here for your Rene. Do you take the final bite and fight along with your beloved? And I believe everyone answers this. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think Felix absolutely does.
Still thinking.
Mhm. I can
Oh, like,
I can vamp. I
I
think
was
he
gonna say
does.
no. I was gonna say Elena does.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Isabel does, but it's not for Arene. Like
Mm.
it's like she fights for Sophia. But if it were just Sophia, she wouldn't take the bite, but it's everybody else too. And she knows that
Mm.
there's no way that she can be strong enough for to protect everybody without this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh man. I think there's two ways this fic could end for Desi,
Mm.
because there's been a lot of doubt out in her timeline.
Mhm.
I think in the end, oh God. So the two that I'm struggling between is either like she finally gives in to all the anxiety and does not stay,
Mm.
or she stays and cuts off all contact with her family, so that way she can start to overcome everything that's been holding her back. And I think I like that one more, but I definitely need a fic of the first option too, because my little gremlin heart also wants to see the bullshit of like, no, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But I think I like her story ending on staying and cutting off her family.
Nice.
Yes. I think for Elena, it isn't even a question. I think she's been fighting for a very long time to survive, and this life with the coven has been the first time she can like breathe and feel really safe.
Mm-hmm.
And so a threat to that in a similar way to Isabel, it's like I am not prepared to lose this and I will fight for it. And if this
Mm-hmm.
makes me better equipped to fight, then yeah, I'll do it without hesitation.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I think for Felix, I mean, obviously he wants to protect Sophia, right? But also he feels very culpable for the hunters being able to get in.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think he definitely tries to like sacrifice himself to protect Sophia. I don't know if he succeeds. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
No.
but I think there's definitely a moment where like he takes a stake that was meant for her, and for a moment
Mm.
like the audience is like, "Oh fuck." Uh but it's revealed that like it just it just missed the really important bits.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Mm-hmm.
kind of deal. Yeah.
Awesome. Now,
If
sorry, go
mm-hmm.
ahead, Jade.
I was gonna say, if you'll permit it, I do think that Elena will definitely be the one that like donates a bit of blood to help him get going again.
Oh, I like that.
Just sort of like, just like, and he's like, yeah, but you know, I don't like you. It's just that that's not what it's about.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Like
Yes.
you look after us. Why wouldn't I look after you? I
Mm.
thought you were
Yes, the good shit.
smart.
Oh yeah.
Jade is playing into my enemies to lovers.
Hmm.
I know what I'm about.
Uh-huh.
God. Now we've got an eternity for the messy bitch brigade to figure out their shit.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's
Love the
good.
messy bitch brigade.
Me too.
Oh, man. Well, that's the game. This is
Mm-hmm.
great. I
We played a
Yeah.
love
game.
I love Descended from the
Mhm.
Queen hacks. Like there's something really fun about having such a solid framework to just like ping pong around in.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can see how no two games would ever be exactly the same. Like you could just play and play and play and build completely different people. That's good.
Good shit.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. So this has been Kayla Vida Vale, um, by Diana Moon. Let me see if I can find
Their itch is Diana Moon, no
Okay.
space, .itch.io. You can find this particular game at dianamoon.itch.io/Vida Vale. So nice, simple URL. Highly recommend. Go purchase it. If you bought the bundle for reproductive justice, it was in that.
Yep.
So go play the game.
You have no
We certainly had
excuse.
a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we forgot to do intros at the beginning. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody who's been in the chat knows who we are, but let's go ahead and do outros. Starting in actual real alphabetical order this time with Annya.
Jade.
No, you outro yourself.
No,
This
but
isn't
Jade,
SFL files.
Jade, you come before A in the alphabet. I've learned that.
Hush you.
Okay, so my name has been Jonya. You can, I guess, go look at my Twitters. What's my Twitter?
I think
Oh
it's
no, I don't
AKA
remember.
Annya.
Okay. It's that. There's nothing there. It's not worth looking at. Don't look at it anyways. My pronouns were they, them. Bye.
And I've been August. You can find me on Twitter at HarpyDora. I have recently started re-inhabiting Tumblr at Strange Harpy. You can find me and Jade over on Follow the Leader at FTLcast on Twitter. I will let Danielle and Jade introduce their other things too. So take it away, friends.
Yeah, I've been Danielle. You can find me on the internet at redtailtalk90. You can find the games that I write at redtailtalk90.itch.io. If you like the way that I tell stories, you can check out The Room Where It Happened, which is my home actual play podcast. You can find that on Twitter at RoomWherePod. We're doing Urban Shadows this season in Appalachia. It's a lot of fun. I play a buff werewolf lady, so I continue to be on my bullshit. You can also check out Dumb Kids Playing Hero, which is an Animorphs inspired actual play podcast using the Forged in the Dark system and a game hack that I wrote. And where we've just started our third season, and it's so good. I'm so proud of it. It's maybe the creative thing that I've done the best at ever. Go check it out. You can find it on Twitter at DKPHpod.
And I have been Jade. You can find me on Twitter at Jade Oxford Rose. And if you are into Our Flag Means Death, a show involving some very cool gay pirates, you can read the fic that Danielle and I wrote.
God.
We're posting a chapter. No, yeah, I'm gonna plug our fic. I am proud of it.
do this to me?
Because I'm
It's
a
very
bastard
good.
man. You can find me as Oxford Rose on AO3 and Danielle at Red Tail Talk 90 AO3. Come read our fic. It's good. And oh, hey, if you want to see more of these thralls, now vampires, um, go over to Stones_standing on Twitter, and you can keep up with the podcasting guild. Any future streams will all get announced there, and let us know what you would like to see.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And with
Hell
that,
yeah.
with that, dear friends who are on the East Coast or later, we bid you a good evening, and we'll see you again soon.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.